When you first start getting sick, your world suddenly becomes very limited. You're stuck in your bed, at home, or in the hospital. But the charming certainty of recovery makes it all bearable. You might have to cancel appointments and miss birthdays, but you'll be fine and you'll eventually make up for that lost time. I got sick at the beginning of 2011. When the symptoms first appeared, I wasn't worried about being stuck in my home. Convinced of a fast outcome, I started to explore my immediate surroundings and daydreamed about recent events, like my wedding day, when I married Omar. I remembered vividly our last trip to Cartagena, where we danced all night long. I enjoyed reliving those moments. I even recalled all the things I had planned for the coming years, like returning to Egypt to see the pyramids. I wandered through memories and future activities and didn't feel the pressure of time. But days turned into weeks, into months, and gradually all of my sweet memories started to turn into bittersweet souvenirs. You sleep, you dream, you wake up, wait, again and again. Memories mingle with dreams and nightmares. You're no longer sure which is which. You're just stuck in your bed. Once I remembered a camping trip we took in the mountains. The weather turned foul. But it was a delightful memory of me and Omar fighting against the water that was trying to invade our tent during the night. But now I mostly remember the awful side of it. The cold, the darkness. My condition kept getting worse, and as time passed, my medical questions stopped getting answered. Some doctors told me I had nothing. Some told me I was depressed. Yet, my body refused to give me any sign of recovery. I did reach out for support, but, well, finally I had to look deep within myself to find answers. In the human brain, there are billions of neurons forming hundreds of trillions of connections. But we can barely see or measure a living brain. It's like a black box, a mystery. This dense web is what creates a fluent, perpetual experience of self, the I that perceives the world, a symphony of constant chemical reactions and electrical transmissions that add up every memory, every feeling, every sensation of pleasure or pain. When it works, most of the time, you don't even notice that you have a brain. Before I caught whatever gave me the fever, I never stopped to marvel at what a fragile miracle it all is. When my brain began to deteriorate, I started to see the illusion, the parts of the machine. There's a part of my brain that processes sound, another that reads words, and another that writes them, speaks them, and also hears them. There are parts of my brain that know my own name, that know how to use a spoon, parts that even remember the difference between a human and a rock, a person and a thing, and parts that remember which of the two I used to be. When my brain started to fall apart, I was lucky enough to have moments where I'd lose all sense of past or future. I couldn't conceive of a time when I used to be well. But neither could I conceive of a future that was dark or scary. I had lost the ability to ruminate. And suddenly, just like that, there was no more fear. It was only now. But this now, which had offered refuge for some time, gradually became a nightmare. What time is it? Which day is it? Am I still at home? Or going through another examination at the hospital? In my weakest moments, my perception would change. I could feel ice or lava running through my veins. Sometimes I would become hypersensitive to sounds. Time became my enemy. Memories of my previous life started to look distant and abstract. Hope had abandoned me. Going through so much pain and despair, I finally had to admit that I had lost my life as it had been. So I started to fade away as well. Letting go of my previous life enabled me to search deep within myself for a whole new purpose. I started to take action within my limitations. I started to read everything I could about my condition. I cross-referenced information and statistics, looked for similar cases, and by doing so, I began to connect again with people and with life. Gave me a new sense of things.